Thank you. Good afternoon. Please. First, our honoree, Ms. Thelma San Juan, Secretary Rene Almendra, Secretary Edwin Lacerda, Secretary Ricky Carandang and Sunny Coloma, Secretary Julia Bad, sorry. Ambassador Lorca of Chile, Ambassador Lopez, Ambassador to Japan. Of course, the always beauteous and fashionable and stylish Senator Lauren Legarda, our really strong ally, Sani Angara, Ms. Marixie Rufino Prieto, Chris Sandy Vitaletti, Mrs. Socorro Ramos, First Lady Ming Ramos, Mr. Benedicto Cabrera, fellow workers in government, honored guests, mga minamahal ko po kababayan, magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat. To be honest with you, I was thinking twice on whether or not to accept the invitation by Thelma. It seems that this is not normally part of the realm of my stock knowledge, especially when we have all of the icons of the fashion and the lifestyle industries present. Even Nanay Socorro is very stylish today. Of course, the other icons, Tita Nedita Toko is also present. Of course, Lauren is always suitably dressed, regardless of whether it's in an urban environment or even when she's protecting our trees. I gained a measure of confidence when I managed to see George Javier. It seems we are also stylish icons. I'm not sure exactly of which tribe, but thank you for being here, George. Of course, Thelma is such a dear friend, I really couldn't refuse her invitation. As Thelma writes in the book we are launching today, we have known each other for quite some time. In fact, in the early pages of this book, you will find a quote from me talking about my younger sister, Chris, who was just about to enter showbiz at the time. I said that soon enough, she would become less interested in being a celebrity and would want to be in some other field. I thought writing would be that field. But looking back now, 25 years later, I have to give it to my sister Chris. She really has found her element. That article was written in 1987, and it really brought me back. It also made me realize just how much this country has changed over the course of Thelma's extensive career. Of course, she was, I think, in high school when she started, or grade school. This includes perhaps the biggest change of all, when more than 2 years ago, our people's clamor for change manifested in the presidential elections. They voted for an idea that would inject reform and optimism back into our country. Kung walang korap, walang mahirap. Even then, Thelma was there to chronicle the moment. She was there with me in Tarlac the night before the election, and upon witnessing, I guess that was not just the night, probably 2 nights prior, because we would have been allowed to campaign. Anyway, and upon witnessing the overwhelming enthusiasm for people for change, she turned to me and said, and may I quote, "Magiging presidente ka," close quote. I thoroughly enjoyed the piece she wrote about that moment, and I am grateful that it's the first profile on this book. But there are also quite a number of other profiles in this book that serve as living snapshots of the people who have shaped our country's story. Through Thelma's work, we see how these people were, what made them tick. We also see how they evolved through the years, how some of them have remained ageless, while some, like me, have lost hair, and how some have even grown a new head of hair. The joy and education readers derive from reading Thelma's work is not just a result of her talent, her hard work, and her affinity with style. I firmly believe that it is also the result of what Letty Magsano called in her introduction, and I quote, activist conscious, close quote, a staunch dedication to the principles of journalism and a devotion to her readership. This spirit embodied by Thelma and journalists like her was the same spirit I referred to when I spoke to the Inquirer, when I last spoke to the Inquirer family, when I complimented you for getting your facts straight, even in reporting about my love life. Truly, there is a way of entertaining your readers without sacrificing depth or accuracy. And throughout her career, Thelma has kept that balance. We need more writers like her, and more books like the one we are launching today. These are the works that ultimately allow those in public life to break free from their caricatures. At a time when politicians are treated as commodities rather than initiators of change, Thelma brings us back to the substance of the people she covers. Think of it. In her articles, she gives you that telling detail, that revealing nuance, that gives you a more multi-dimensional glimpse into the person. Truth be told, the lifestyle section is normally something not associated with me. My sister Chris, whose domain is in the lifestyle pages, loves me, but I feel she is constantly under pressure to tolerate my clothing extravagance. And as for me, what is there to write? You can't even write that much about my so-called love life unless you include love of country in the story. Through Thelma, the reader has a chance to understand how someone tries to make a difference. In other words, Thelma does justice to her subjects. By doing so, Thelma and her breed allow the Filipino people to know who these people truly are. They fulfill our human need to genuinely connect with one another. This is where I believe this book finds its profound value, in conveying real lives to readers. These articles may have been written to meet a deadline, but their worth will outlast all of us. And this book allows us to hope that future readers can gain small nuggets of wisdom, lessons that can change the way they see things and help them on their way to moving our country forward. Congratulations then, Thelma, and to all, thank you. Good day.